Hello, all my divinely potent women. This is Josephina Bashout, the Pussy Priestess here. So this is our video. I was going to do a little write-up, but instead I wanted to actually invoke this and speak this to each and every one of you as we go through the archetypes of the triangle of the leg of the feminine, knowing that we've got the mother archetype, knowing that we've got the Aphrodite, the blissful pleaser, the teaser archetype, and then we've got the sensual goddess, the sexually embodied, express goddess known as the Pussy Priestess, known as Bast. She also has a fierceness to her that we can call under for Kali. Now let's go under each of the archetypes so we can get deeper dive into how they impact your life, how they resonate with you, and just so you can get a better understanding of how to activate them and call them forward within your life and your experience. So the first one we're going to work with is the mother archetype. The mother is nurturing. She is loving. Think about Mother Teresa. Think about Mother Mary. Think about a mother who holds her most divinely cherished child. Think about the mother who takes care of everyone. Mother archetypes are also community leaders. They're the first ones to take care of other ones. They're the first ones to put themselves down on the line. Mother archetypes are also those of the giver. They give, they give, they give. They're constantly giving. Now, from this mother archetype, it's amazing because you can use this energy in order to give it out to others, where you mother and love and take care of your home, your partner, your family, your children, your parents. You can do the same thing for your girlfriends or your friends in life, where you can then be responsible for them, for their well-being. You're always their number one cheerleader, always they're calling to you for guidance. You're their go-to person. It feels really good. A lot of that archetype gets a lot of their pleasure from the act of giving. And from the act of giving, they get filled up in return. Now, it's such a beautiful archetype to hold close by, but also realizing that you can use the highlights and the positives of these to really turn that into yourself, into that loving, nurturing. So when you're having a hard day, you can call upon the mother archetype in order to nurture your inner child. If you're having doubts and having so many emotions, self-doubt, self-criticism, you can again turn in that mother archetype into your benefit, to where you feel nurtured, you feel held, the conversation is supportive, she's your number one cheerleader. Now let's also be mindful of the shadow side or the dark side in regards to that archetype, because this archetype is also the one that gives, 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 and never stands for her receiving. She's the first one to put food on everyone's plate, and yet when she goes to fill her own plate or fill her own cup, it's completely empty. There's no food left for her. There's no more wine. There's no more spoils. There's no more pleasure, because she's given so much out to everyone that she's forgotten about herself. So the shadow side with the mother archetype is a piece of really working with self-love and self-honoring choices. And now another piece with this is where you give too much, you can step into the role of a martyr, of self-sacrifice, of over-responsibility. So really take a look at this mother archetype as well, where if you're attracting a partner or a relationship and you're in the mother role and you're in the mother archetype, the shadow side of that is you're going to attract someone who's going to then need to be babied. Someone who's going to need extra love and extra attention, who's not in a full place of empowerment. If you're constantly operating in the mother mode, you're going to want to take care of them, and you're going to attract your reciprocal to where they're going to need you to take care of them. So a shadow side of that also goes into the codependency of relationship in regards to the mother and son, or whether you're going into the archetype of attracting the father and the daughter. Again, there's those parental roles there. So really being mindful in relationship and in regards to right relationship, that you're not acting or attracting or calling in that partnership from the mother archetypal role, because then you're going to receive the reciprocal, which is the child or the little boy, right? Or the little girls who are constantly needing and calling forth of your attention to take care of them. It's not a negative thing. It's just being mindful of where do you want to create and how do you want to create. High vibration of the mother is that of the head of the household, of the wife, right? The wife takes care of the community. She takes care of the kids. It's different than being in just the role of the mother. The wife also goes into the Aphrodite, the second archetype here. The Aphrodite, the blissful pleaser, who gives and gives and gives, but also gives to herself. She gives to herself as she's giving to other people. She experiences the pleasure in the giving and also giving herself, and is constantly in the mode of receiving. So they're slightly different here. Now, the blissful pleaser is finding pleasure in all of life, in the beauty and the majesty of nature. She's finding joy in her breath. She's finding joy in the song and in the dance of life. She's also free in her feminine expression. She loves being feminine. She is the free floating butterfly energy, if you were to think of her in regards to an archetype of a character or in the archetype of an animal, right? So the goddess Aphrodite comes forward. And again, she's riding this clam. She's naked. Her hair is just blowing. Here I am, free in my expression. Look at me. Love me. And I get so much joy from you watching me. And I can feel every ounce of you. And you can feel every ounce of me. And we're present with each other. And we're open with each other. And when I breathe in breaths of life and of pleasure. Now, going into this archetype with the Aphrodite, right? She's not afraid to receive from her partner. She's in full expression. He's allowed to see every part of her. The world can experience her fully. The world can experience every part of her. Now, she would go into the stage 3 of her energy, where she's giving herself as a gift to you. She's perched up like a little sexy woman who knows that you're looking at her, who knows and takes pleasure in the fact that she's honored and revered. Now, the shadow side of her is where she goes into too much pleasure, into guilt, into the shame, that she's seeking so much pleasure and she's turned on by so many things, and it's wrong to be excited and it's wrong to be turned on by life, and it's oh no, they're gonna look at me, but I want to be seen, but I can't be seen. Is that okay that I'm seen, but I want to be seen? But no, I can't be seen because it's not safe to be seen, right? So there's a shadow misbeliefs that she works with. And also the fact of going overindulgence in the pleasure. So being mindful that the energy is not for manipulation. So the energy is not that of manipulation to where she uses her sexual energy to manipulate man or life to get exactly what it is she wants. Now again, the shadow side is where she's just in too much bliss and in too much pleasure that she is in a whirlwind of energy and has lost her structure. So she's not in balance. She's too much in her feminine flow. She's flighty. She's forgetful. She loses things all the time. She's very dainty. She's very fragile. She needs those to also be mindful and take care of her. She doesn't feel like she can do things on her own because she's too feminine. She can't change a tire. She would never do that. She would never get her nails messed up. Right? Those are the shadow sides of that energy without the full embodiment of the wholeness of the entire triangle here. We're talking about wholeness and completeness. And as we work with all of these energies, you've got all of these archetypes within you. And these archetypes manifest into the physical world. So the more that you can connect to the archetype of who you are, where you have been, and who you're embodying, the more that then the universe knows that archetypal imprint and activates within your soul blueprint's design, and then gives you more of that design through the synchronicities of the universe as it's working for you through all time and all space. Now we're going to go into our last leg of this triangle of our pussy priestess yoni triangle, and we're going to go that into the bast energy. We're going to go into the fierce kalima energy. We're going to go into the full embodiment, as I love to call the pussy priestess. The pussy priestess is me. The pussy priestess is all of you. But really, when I go into pussy priestess, the embodiment of that for me is all of these archetypes. And so when you get to a level of initiation, and when you understand all of these and you work with all of these and you're in the wholeness, then you can be initiated into the priestesshood. And until that point, it's understanding the boss, fierce, independent energy and using her in service to all of the other energies. She can be the super assertive, fierce. Let's think about Lady Gaga. Let's think about Beyonce. That fierce energy, that independent energy. It's also using that masculine energy in service to and in lieu of the feminine energy inside of you. So she is that of the destroyer. She's that of the warrior goddess who does not take shit from anyone. For going into her mantra is, I'm not obligated. We're not obligated. And really understanding that energy and that archetype for her. She uses this to get what she wants. She has her goals in mind. She sets it out and she accomplishes it exactly the way that she manifests it and plans it. She walks into the room and everyone notices her energy. It's like that. She is so potent. One look penetrates and raises the consciousness of man into their heart. She uses her sensuality as a gift. She's constantly touching and caressing. She is free in her sexual and sensual expression. She knows how to move. She celebrates her life through dance. She knows that her sexual energy can heal the planet. She knows the power of the energy between her thighs, and she's constantly aware and manifesting with that energy. Now, let's go into the shadow side. The shadow side can go into sex addiction, can go into not knowing your worth and just freely giving out your energy to everyone, not realizing the potency, and literally not knowing your value and just fucking and having fun with anything and everyone who gives you that stare, who gives you that presence. And so for her, the shadow side is evolving from that place of deep promiscuity and of shame. And also the archetype of this piece, the shadow side, is the slut, the sacred slut. And really moving from that ideology and that old belief system of being expressed as a slut. And maybe you felt that way in the past, or maybe you were shamed that way in the past, and you weren't operating from a conscious state of awareness and how to properly use that energy and how to actually harness that energy into the higher chakras, into the good, right? Into the good parts, into the yummy parts, into your heart space where you know that it's a gift and you use discernment before you share that gift. The shadow side, there's no discernment. It's in full-on fucking freedom. Here I am woman, hear me roar, I want to own you, I'm going to use you, I'm going to ride you, I'm going to play with you, you're going to know that I can fucking tear shit up. And also the shadow side is her anger. So she can just destroy everything. She can destroy worlds. She can destroy lives. She fucking will throw shit. She will rage out because the life force energy is so strong with her. She carries in the most depths of the universe. She wields that sword strong and proud and uses her assertiveness. Again, we're not obligated. I'm not obligated. But there's a piece here where she can go too far into separation to where she's also saying, I'm not obligated and I'm not going to help you and you're on your own. And it comes from a place of ego. Now, the difference in the high vibration is it's coming from a place of love and making a self-honoring choice. Again, discerning between the two of those. Now, with this energy, you can also use this fierceness inward onto yourself to really motivate yourself, to really be your number one player, to be the number one rock star and all-star in your life and your experience. And also activate her and channel her into your ego of where you can call bullshit out on yourself. Where are you not in alignment? Channel her, bring her forward. Where are you out of alignment? Where are you not in integrity? Where are you not showing up powerfully? What are the stories that you're still having around yourself? Where are you holding yourself back? Allow her to be brought forward into your life and into your experience. Therefore, you can channel her energy. So we're going to go more deeply into this journey as you've gotten clear and relate to her. And a phenomenal book is Awakening Shakti that you can read, which goes more clearly and deeply into all of the archetypes of the feminine. Thank you so much for listening, and I cannot wait to go deeper into this goddess journey with each and every one of you. Message me if you've got more questions, and we'll go deeper into each of these. I love each and every one of you. Mwah. Bye.